Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Rockies Rebuild Series here on Out of the Park Baseball 26. This is Turnover Carbon, and today for you, a stunner of a previous episode. If you've not watched episode 13, where we begin the playoff run, please press pause, Control T, go to YouTube, watch that episode. Some phenomenal series in which we beat the Braves in three, the Cubs in five, and the Dodgers in five. A tremendous playoff run that saw our little 86-76 Rockies with the second worst record of any playoff team going in and taking the lot. Elsewhere on the other side of the playoffs, the Yankees, a wild card team in this season, beat the Rays in three, the Red Sox in four, and the Rangers in seven. A very exciting, dramatic playoff run for us. Here were the games we have played. I think I do want to spotlight two games from the Dodgers series. The first was our first win against them, where we won 2-1, only 13 total hits the whole game. And this, I think, is going to be an okay blueprint for how we do against the Yankees. Because a pitcher like Chris Bubich, whose stamina is practically non existent, it's down to a 35. Not great. But if he can get me, four and a third or closer to 5 innings of one-run ball, the bullpen is good enough to pitch a complete and total shutout. If you look at my bullpen's stats here in the postseason, they have, unfortunately for Mr. Sean Burke, who has been pelted for 2 runs against the Cubs, two against the Dodgers, and then three against the Dodgers 4 days later. With the exception of him, Molina's allowed 2 runs, Halverson, Zerkov allowed one, Bautista, Ferguson, Romero, Vodnik, they have all pitched clean, done very, very well. The whips are nice and low with the exception of Burks. The bullpen is going to be what gives us a chance to beat the Yankees, because other than that, we have not been the most consistent team this postseason. To illustrate that, if we go to the lineup here and look at just the postseason stats, we only have about 5 players, I would say, who have had a solid on base percentage. And one of them, Alec Thomas, has only had 2 starts this whole time. So we're struggling to get on base. I think it's been a very disappointing playoff run from guys like Taglia, who has lost his entire ability to hit the baseball. Tovar has not done very well at all, though he did just have a good game against the Dodgers in Game 5. Alex Bregman, at one point in the postseason, was genuinely like being our worst hitter during the Cubs run, but then he's turned it around against the Dodgers. So if we are going to beat the Yankees, we need a lot more consistency from this lineup. Now, in terms of the probable starters for this series, Game 1, Michael King versus Mac Fried. Game 2 will be Gabriel Hughes against Carlos Rodon. And Game 3, Nestor Cortez versus Chris Bubich. Chris Bubich will not pitch in Game 3, to be clear. That is just the order that the game has set. In reality, it will be Gabriel Hughes. So our first two opponents, though, are going to be lefties. So let us look at the lefty lineup. So far, going to be honest, our lefty lineup hadn't done that great against lefties. A lot of guys that I counted on to be lefty killers, like Aaron Shunk, How You Lee at one point, that quickly faded. Even someone like Tovar struggled mightily. So we really need this lefty lineup to turn it around. If Aaron Shunk struggles in game one against Max Fried, I'm just going to put Toglia in because at that point, Toglia is in just for his power. And even though in the postseason he has yet to hit a single home run, that's still something we can bank on. So our lineup against lefties, which is going to be the lineup in the first two games. Doyle leading off, Estrada hitting 2, Jorge Soler moved up to 3, Bregman 4, Tovar 5, Hunter Goodman 6, Austin Martin 7, How Lee 8, and Aaron Shunk at 9. Austin Martin has quite simply played himself into contention for a roster spot next year with this postseason run. He had multi-hit games against the Cubs, showed pretty good ability to get on base. His on-base percentage in the playoffs is currently a 414 and a 932 OPS with a little bit of slugging to boot. So he's done really well. He needs to get at bats as much as possible. I am forced to play him in the outfield, which is not his specialty. It must be said. He's more of a defensive infielder, I would say, but we have Estrada, we have Tovar, not a lot of room there. Lineup against righties is all the same, except Goodman's hitting third, Toglia's hitting fifth, and then Alec Thomas is going to come in at right field against righties. So that is our lineup. And then our pitching staff, I am keeping with the previous two seasons, series rather, where Bowden Francis is going to be used as a long reliever, because realistically, if he ever has to start a game, another pitcher's probably injured and we're just in trouble. He's done okay so far. Got hit a little bit against the Cubs, but blanked the Dodgers for 2 innings, which was really good in that 1-run win. So, without further ado, let us begin the 2026 World Series against the Yankees. They're trotting out Volpe, Chisholm, Jason Dominguez hitting third, Judge fourth, Mark Vientos, a New York Yankee in this universe, swapped sides in the Subway Series. Austin Wells hitting sixth, Paul Goldschmidt still cooking in 2026. Trent, don't call me Rich Grisham, batting eighth for them. And then Mr. Giancarlo Stanton batting ninth. And he himself is not having a great season. 152 Ks, not looking good, but 31 homers. So he's still rolling. And they have actually played him in the outfield a little bit to catastrophic results in right field with 2 errors and a zone rating of -5. We'll set that aside for now and begin game 1 of the World Series. Brenton Doyle gets us started. Let's begin. Can the Cinderella run continue? Will we get the trophy? Brenton Doyle strikes out. We're doomed. Game's gone. Why even play? Estrada, please. Please. Jorge Soler hits it deep to left center. That ball is gone. I am vindicated by keeping him in the lineup against lefties. 423 feet solo shot. We take first blood. Bregman hits it deep to left, but not far enough. He wanted to emulate. Didn't work. All right, Michael King getting the run. He has not had a great postseason. He had a great start against Atlanta, but then the Cubs hit him around quite a bit. Not the best start against the Dodgers. So looking to get back to good graces in game 1. A clean first from Mr. King. Tovar also hitting it to left. We really are the flyout kings, aren't we? It really is impressive. Hunter Goodman gets the ball down to right field. That should be a double. And he is in. He's going to third. He's a bold man, and he's in. It's a triple for Goodman, who, and I could make the argument that Hunter Goodman has had the best postseason of any of my hitters, especially because while Austin Martin, his counting stats might look a bit better, he hasn't played as much as Hunter. Speaking of which, Austin Martin up to bat. Oh, he Ks. One time I need a sac fly, I don't get it. But the wild pitch will score Hunter all the same. 2-0 Rockies. How Yu Lee hits it deep to left field. That ball is gone. How Yu Lee's first home run of the postseason comes in at a great time. Aaron Schunk works the full count and Ks. But that full count did mean that Max Fried is already up to 31 pitches after 2 innings. Pretty good. Mark Vientos is on second for the Yankees, and that line drive from Wells gets down. All right, that's going to score Vientos. They are on the board. Right. Well, no shutout for us. All right, good strikeout of Goldschmidt there. Let's see if we can get Trent. Should be an easy fly out to right, and he is out of there. All right, Yankees get 1 run back. Brenton Doyle is at second for Soler, and he Ks. Not great. Come on, Bregman, bring him home. Soft grounder to short. He might beat it out. He does not. I think if there's a faster hitter there, he might actually make that. All right, nothing for the Yankees in the third or the fourth. Let's see if Skunk can get freed here. And there we go. The ball gets down in center field. A nice double for the supposed lefty killer who has not killed lefties this postseason. A lot of hyphens in that nickname. All right, Brenton, bring him home. And it's up the middle into the outfield. Schunk will go home. Doyle stays at first. Probably the right call. We're up 5-3 again. I'm going to try to send Doyle here. But it looks like he doesn't want to go. They might just walk Estrada. Yeah, let's have him swing. Fly ball to right. That's not going to move him. All right, now I'm definitely going to have Doyle run. You're killing me, Doyle. Man, he just does not want to run, does he? No matter, Jorge Soler gets the ball down in the outfield. Doyle gets the second. Jorge Soler doing really well for himself today. Bregman holds up and walks. The bases are loaded for Tovar. And he goes down on strikes. All right, Hunter Goodman hits it to left, but it's right to the outfielder. Bases loaded with 1 out, and we can't score anyone. Michael King works a clean fifth. He is at 73 pitches. Hopefully he can give me the 6, and then I can go bullpen. That's the vision. Down goes Austin Martin. Max Fried is at 87 pitches. Hopefully we can get him out after this inning. Pair of grounders will not really help with that. Let's see. Schunk hits it to center. Caught by Grisham. All right. Hopefully that's the last we see of Max Fried. Lead off double from Volpe less than ideal. Tag the runner. Oh boy. Evidently a great pick from Aaron Shunk at first base. Okay, I am gonna warm up. Let's go Romero here. In case King can't get Dominguez. That's an infield fly. That won't score Volpe. Well done. All right, let's visit the mound really quick. Do I want Judge? Oh boy, he's even better against lefties. All right, Michael King's gonna face Judge. Line drive to center, caught by Doyle. King gets out of the inning. Well done. That'll definitely be it for him. Now we got runners on first and second with one out for Bregman, and it's over the third baseman. Vientos can't get there. Bases are loaded for Ezequiel Tovar. And it's past the shortstop. No attempt made there from Anthony Volpe, and that will score 2. Uh-oh. Alex Bregman in pain, but able to shake it off. I am actually... Now I'll keep Romero. I debated flipping to Sean Burke there, but... There we go. All right. Michael King gives us a very good performance. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 9 Ks. Very good performance from our ace. If Seth can give me the 7th and the 8th, I'll be a happy man. They did switch to a righty. So I'm going to have Alec Thomas pinch hit here for Austin Martin. And that ball gets down in right field. We have a runner. He's going for a double, and he gets there with ease. Very nice, sir. All right, Hal Yuli's going to stay in to face Stroman. Soft grounder. All right, we're going to pinch hit here. Taglia is going to come in to face Stroman. Taglia hits it deep to center, but easily caught by Grisham. I really don't want to strand Alec Thomas at second. Looks like that's what we're doing, though. All right. Fair enough. So Alec Thomas goes to left. Taglia goes to first. Romero's already on 20 pitches. I'm going to warm up Halverson just in case this gets shaky. It did not get shaky. So I'm going to sit him down, and we are going to get Molina warming. There we go. Estrada gets on base. Some insurance runs here would not go amiss. I'm actually going to pinch hit for Soler here to bring in Zach Veen. Works a full count and back up the middle for a base hit. Strada advances to second. We're in business. And Bregman is hit. At what point do they pull Stroman, man? Tovar struck out 3 times today. Not great, but Hunter Goodman gets the ball down. We're in business. We are scoring runs like it's our job. 3 runs will score. Molina, you may sit down. Bowden Francis, you may warm up. 9-1 lead. And we're still going. Alec Thomas, deep to right field. Gone. Unless they say it hit the wall. They say it hit the wall. Objection, Your Honor. Will Warren is pulled from the game. Alec Thomas gets a triple. That looked like it cleared it to me, but I'll allow it begrudgingly. But no matter. Sack grounder from How You Lee scores the runner. 11-1 now. Yankee Stadium must be a ghost town if this were to happen in real life. Everyone would have cleared out completely. All right, Zach Veen's going to take right, and Bowden Francis will come in the ninth. Clean inning from him. We take game one 11-1. Here's hoping we didn't just blow all of our offense in this game, but what a performance. A triple from Hunter Goodman and Alec Thomas. Soler and How You Lee add home runs of their own. Michael King, Romero, and Bowden Francis lock down the Yankees. And that is game one done. We have the series lead. We now essentially have to play 500 ball the rest of the way. We need to take 3 wins in the next 6. It's essentially the math. So for lefties in that game, I think everyone did pretty well. Tovar, I think I'm going to give Tovar the day off and have him available as a pinch hitter because he just doesn't have it right now. So Austin Martin is going to move to shortstop, where I have played him a little bit this season. Yeah, he's done okay. So he'll take short. I am going to keep Shunk in. And that means I need a left fielder against lefties, which is a grim list. I think let's go Alec Thomas. But we're going to drop him in the order to 9th. Shunkel hits 7. All right. That's the lineup. Bobby Miller on the mound for us. Nestor Cortez on the mound for the Yankees. Identical lineup to game one for them. We make one change. But yeah, I think Tovar, 3Ks ain't great. And I think having him be able to come off the bench will help us a bit in terms of just positional flexibility, because I can even move guys around to the outfield if I need to. Like if I need to pull Zach Veen for Tovar, Austin Martin can take his spot very easily. Or Thomas rather. Jorge Soler gets the ball down in left. We have a runner in scoring position. All right, let's go Bregman here. And Bregman gets the ball down to center field. Soler makes it home, and once again, we have scored in the first inning. And Goodman gets the ball down in center field. The Rockies bats have come alive with 2 outs here. And Austin Martin with the infield pop-up. Tovar would never. No, you definitely can't. All right, pretty good from us, but the Yankees threaten with Chaz Chisholm at second. Dominguez sac fly. That'll definitely get Chaz to third, though. No? What's the point of having such high speed, Chaz? I ask you. All right, here's Judge. Austin Martin gets it in and gets him out. Well done from the substitute. There we go. Shunk and How You Lee at first and second for Alec Thomas. And he K's in 3. Doyle, though, hits it deep to right field. That ball is down into the corner. 1 run will score. Bring in the second, sir. 3-0 ball game. Man, we are getting to the Yankee starters early, and Nestor Cortez balked. I'm not going to complain. Strata K's. As does Soler, but they both worked a full count. So, I mean, that was 12 pitches and 2 at bats. So Cortez is now at 42 pitches through 2. Now, and the Yankees got to run back with a Goldschmidt double. But Grisham K's. Stanton, though, hits it to left field, not far enough. Alec Thomas brings it in. All right. Yankees get 1 back. Nothing for us in the 3rd or for them. Let's see if Aaron Shunk can get something going. Farmless. Grounder to short. How Yuli, who walked last time out, lines out to second. Down goes Thomas also. All right. Oh, Aaron Judge solo home run. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get a couple of those probably in this series. As Grisham flies out. So the Yankees are chipping away at our lead. We need to keep the pressure on as the lineup flips. Nestor has started to lock in. So good thing we got to him early with the pitch count. Yep, Soler swung late on that. All right, Nestor is at 79 pitches through 5. Go, and the Yankees get their 3rd run to tie it up. All right, let us get Ferguson warming. I know he's not a long reliever, but I have faith that he can shut him down. Yeah, he walked Aaron Judge. All right, Ferguson is in. Not the best start for Bobby Miller. And he walked Mark Vientos on 4 pitches. That is not good, as they say. Austin Wells with a full count. Hits it back up the middle. That'll score 2. And the Yankees have taken the lead 5-3. Strada gets it down, and we get Goldschmidt, but the damage far and away. Their best inning so far. There we go. We get the runs back. Give me the log. Do, 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 do. Aaron Shunk 2-run homer. That'll do. The lefty killer attempting to regain his title as it's deep from How You Lee caught at the warning track. All right, good news. We tied it up. Bad news. Our pitching is looking a little shaky. We're going to get Zerpa warming up. Ideally, if Ferguson, who's already got Grisham, if Ferguson can get Stanton out and Volpe, that means Zerpa can come in fresh against the heart of their order. That would be my preference here. Stanton, though, gets the ball down over the head of Bregman. Not looking great. You let him get a double on you. Killing me. The man has 20 speed. Oh, and he walked Volpe. All right. Zerpa's coming in to face Chaz. And Chisholm hits it to first for 1. But the runners advance for Dominguez. Oh, and a wild pitch. Scores Stanton. Yankees take the lead. Austin Martin gloves it. He gets Dominguez, but once again, the Yankees get the lead. They're still keeping in Nestor Cortez. So I'm going to keep Alec Thomas in. Fly out to center. Striking out on 3 pitches. Not great. Wonder how taxed their bullpen must be if they're keeping Nestor in for so long. But hey, Soler went down, so. Yeah, Stroman they used. Will Warren's injured, but other than that, they have Jason Foley. Wow, he was terrible with the Tigers this year. Then again, in real life, he was in AAA Toledo and then out for the rest of the season, I think, with an injury. Oh boy. If they get to Zerpa too, we're in big trouble. There we go. Get Wells to ground out to third. See if we can get Goldschmidt. Zerpa walked him. All right. Let's get. I'm now out of lefties, which I think should be fine. Let's get Vodnik, Warman, Grisham. Oh, Austin Martin can't get it in. Unfortunate. They called that a hit and not an error, which is fine. I'm going to let him face Stanton. Glove by Martin. Easy throw. Out of the jam. Cool. And Jorge Soler hits a solo homer off of Garrett Cole, who they brought in relief. And the first pitch, Soler takes the distance. That's hilarious. Yankees fans would be calling for his head right now. 2 straight walks also for Garrett Cole. Now we're bringing Tovar in. This is the moment to pinch hit for him. And fielder's choice, but it advances both runners. I can live with that. Shunk is having a really hot day. I'm going to leave him in against Cole instead of pinch hitting Toglia here. And Shunk flies out to right. I don't know if that's deep enough to score the runners. They're going to try. Play at home. Safe. All right. The lead is ours. Yeah, now is when I'm going to pinch hit. So Toglia is going to come in for How You Lee here at DH. And he strikes out. Fair enough. Fair enough. So Tovar goes to short. Vodnik comes in for the 8th. Jazz Chisholm is at third. 2 outs. Aaron Judge. And that, my friends, infield pop up. Down goes Judge. All right. Bautista is going to warm up for the 9th. Do I want Alec Thomas here or Zach Veen? I'll keep Thomas in. See if we can get anything going in the 9th. We do. Runners on first and second. 2 outs. Bregman. The wild pitch advances runners. Oh boy. What an odd decision. They've used nothing but long relievers so far. They used Stroman last time. They're using Garrett Cole today. And they're just leaving him in so long. Bregman gets the soft grounder to short. Can't beat it out. All right. 1-run lead. In comes Felix Bautista to face Vientos, Wells, and DJ LeMahieu, who's in for Mark Vientos. Or no, excuse me. For whomever. Who was it third? Oh, for Goldschmidt, and they moved Vientos. That's my confusion. Austin Wells grounds out to second. I thought that was going to be an error. We're okay. Ben Rice, pinch hitting. He has only had 2 plate appearances the whole playoffs. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Here we go. 2-2 count. Bautista deals. Got him. Swinging. The Rockies take game 2. We're up 2-0 on the Yankees. Oh boy. 7-6. To be clear, not our best pitching day ever. Bobby Miller got hit quite a bit. Ferguson also surrendered, I believe, his first run of the playoffs. But Zerpa, Vodnik, and Bautista shut him down, and we take game 2. We are now 2 wins away from a World Series championship in year 2 as the Rockies. What an insane statement. Craziness. They're going Rodon again? Surely not. Scherzer? Well, this just got a lot more interesting. Let me hit the save button. They wrote Max Scherzer a check for $18 million. And he did pretty good, to be fair. 2.5 WAR. Whips down. K's are a little low, but the man is 42, to be fair. Well, we're finally facing a righty, which is nice. Soler so far has done really good against the Yankees. I'm tempted to play him here over Alec Thomas. I think I will. And so we're going to drop Tovar to 9th. Goodman goes 6. Soler gets 3rd. Yeah, that's what I want. I'm really happy that Shunk did well that last game, but all right. So pitching-wise, I'm going Gabriel Hughes over Chris Bubich. Hughes has just been great in the playoffs so far. 3 straight really good starts. And now we're up for game 3 against the Yankees. Their lineup is the exact same as previous. Ours, essentially the same, but Taglia is going to get his first start this series. All right. Gabriel Hughes, take us away. Clean first inning. What about us? Clean. Paul Goldschmidt 2-run homer. Not Goldschmidt. Well, that's the most runs that Gabriel's allowed in a start so far. I got to him in the second inning. Chaz swinging on a 3-1 pitch, only to be hit with the grounder. Who decided on these uniform combos, by the way? Purple against dark blue. I'm not too sure about that one, as Dominguez goes down. A World Series game at Coors Field. Who'd have thought? Austin Martin grounds out. Not going great for our lineup so far. How Yu Lee gets the first hit of the game with a line drive to left. There we go. I mean, How Yu Lee, he's trying to earn a spot as like DH next year. And to be fair, I might give it to him. Tovar flies out. You're killing me, man. I mean, listen, I benched Toglia in this series. I might do it to Tovar. He didn't start last game, and our offense did pretty well. Doyle lines out. That is that. We strand Lee. Oh, boy. I think Gabriel Hughes' luck has run out. Both Judge and Vientos are on. Double play ball is available, but we don't get the second throw off. Come on, get Goldschmidt. Ah, they stole on Goodman. When has that ever happened? He says with complete and total sarcasm. Throw it home, be brave. Nah. Probably the correct decision just to get the force out at first. 4-pitch walk to Trent. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Let's get do I want Romero on 90%? I want Romero at 90%. Don't walk Stanton. You know what he didn't? Stanton swings at the 3-1 and it's an infield fly. But yeah, Hughes is done. They're just getting to him too much. It's as simple as that. Estrada with a solo homer. We're on the board, 3-1. And Chad Chisholm, 2-run shot. Yeah, I'm just going to pivot away from Romero. I think he was 90%. Might be actually his number. All right, Sean. He has not had a good postseason. He's had the worst postseason of any pitcher so far. So if I can get like 1 2/3 clean from him, I'll be a happy man. Gets both Wells and Goldschmidt and Grisham swinging. There we go. That's in the right direction. Now, Scherzer is on 70 pitches through 5, which is fine. But if we can get him out of here in the 6th, I'll be a much happier person. They get Doyle, nothing doing there. Estrada. Grounds out. All right. Do I pinch it for Soler? No, I think I'll let him face. Get vengeance. Well, ground out once again. All right, Sean. And Sean gets me a clean 7th. Perfect. Then I'm going to bring in Molina for hopefully the 8th and the 9th, depending on if our offense can get anything going. Bregman gets a started line drive to right. All right. We're moving. They're keeping Scherzer in, so I'm keeping Toglia in. And he hits him. Rude. All right, they pull him for a lefty. Eric Miller. Great. 75 changeup. Horrendous control, though. All right, Hunter. That's a Rocky right there if ever I've seen him. To be fair, that might not be a bad trade target. All right. Since it is a lefty, I think we're gonna go Austin Martin here and then pinch hit for Hao Yuli. Yeah. All right, Shunk is gonna pinch hit here. All right, buddy. Earn your spot on next year's roster. And he grounds out on a fielder's choice. We don't get the run at home. Tovar, if you swing. Ooh, all right. Miller walks one guy in. Down 5-2 now for Brenton Doyle. And it's down in center field. I am not sending junk there. That ball was not deep enough. Estrada grounds into the fielder's choice. All right, we got 2 runs back, which I will take. Let's bring in Molina for the 8th. I don't want to risk Sean imploding. Speaking of imploding, Vientos 2-run shot. Well, not good. Let's get Halverson going for the 9th. We just need to score 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings, and we'll be fine. Jorge Soler gets us started with a solo shot to left. Never has a player turned around his fortune so much in these games. He had 4 hits, 4 RBIs against the Cubs. Then the Dodgers completely and utterly blanked him. He got no hits the whole series. And now he has 8 hits in 13 at-bats against the Yankees. insane. The Dodgers just had his number. Bregman grounds out. Togley is staying in since it's a righty. And he strikes out. You, my friend, might not play the rest of the playoffs. Just being honest with you. Especially if it flips back to Max Fried and Rodon. All right, ninth inning. I hope Molina can get me the whole ninth. That way, don't have to burn another bullpen arm, but we'll see. Gets Volpe to ground out. All right, Chaz Chisholm's going to be the last batter he faces no matter what. All right, he gets Chaz swinging. All right, good move there from Molina. I'm going to get Bautista warming up on the off chance we tie it up here. Martin walks. Okay. We have life. Aaron, you know how I pinch hit for you before? I mean, Alec hasn't done much better. Let's keep Aaron in the face. And hits into the fielder's choice. Not great. Chaz Chisholm, though, is hurt, but he's able to shake it off. Austin Martin is hurt, and he's able to shake it off. What happened at second base? Did they just collide? Tovar struck out. You. All right. All right, Bretton Doyle, you're our last hope. And it's a soft grounder to second. That is that. All right. Well, we definitely weren't going to sweep the Yankees, so we lose game 3. Yankees take it. I think a bad combination of the bottom of our lineup did nothing. Like Austin Martin walked twice, but Toglia struck out 3 times, as did Hunter Goodman. Tovar walked, got an RBI. Good for him. He also struck out twice. And bad day for our bullpen also. They got to Romero. They crushed Molina. Not good. Not a good pitching day. And it is Rodon for game 4. So we are going to flip. Ooh, Michael King is still tired. All right. Chris Bubich then. Bubich is going to face Rodon. We're going lefty against lefty. Speaking of, really quick, Tovar against lefties has been very poor. Austin Martin hasn't been much better, but he has been better. So I'm going to sit Tovar. Austin Martin goes to short. And neither left field option has been great. So we're going to go Alec Thomas in left. Drew Romo has yet to hit in this World Series. He only got 1 start against the Dodgers also, but Goodman did strike out thrice, but I think we're going to keep him in against Rodon. So, all right, let's rock and roll. Tovar Toglia on the bench against their lefty. Come on, Chris. Christopher. And it only took a little bit, but the Yankees have runners at the corners with no outs. Please strike out Dominguez. He did not, but an infield line out is essentially the same result. Judge hits it deep to left field. That ball is gone. 3-0 Yankees. Oh, Chris. I'm not saying I regret signing him to a 2-year, $14 million extension, but I also don't equally love it as Wells gets a hit also in the first. He advances to second on a steal. Goodman, are you capable of throwing out any runner? I ask you. All right, we get Vientos and Jazz. Well, it took him 28 pitches, and he allowed 3 runs, but here we are. And our success against lefties hasn't been great. That said, we did win game 1 and game 2 against the lefty. So anything is possible. Soler with a full count. Error. Yeah. It's the animation where the infielder essentially doesn't pick it up. Like the ball just phases in his glove and he throws it like lightning. That animation means it's an error. Bregman walks. All right, Shunk, buddy. Buddy. Let me give you a little pep talk. You are the lefty crusher. You, my friend, have an OPS of 1,000 against them. This is your moment. To the rafters of Coors Field, the swing. Well, it didn't clear the infield, but I respect the attempt. Down we go. Chris. Oh wow, it was a 2-run shot to Volpe. Or excuse me, a solo home run to Volpe. But we have a runner at second for Austin Martin, who strikes out. Down goes How Yuli also. Alec Thomas walks. All right. Lineup flips. Doyle, the soft grounder to the pitcher. Bold strategy. And down we go once again. Chris already at 45 pitches through 2 innings. For those keeping track at home, and he's allowed a fifth. Yeah, get him out, 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 get him out. Sit him down, get him out. Jazz Chisholm will be the last batter he faces. Oh boy. I might trade him. even though I signed him to a contract extension, I might just trade him. Like that's kind of where I'm at. All right, Bowden, I need as many innings as you can give me. Gets me a clean fourth. We have 1 hit so far, by the by, which doesn't help. Don't get me wrong. Chris having a terrible pitching performance is bad. The fact that through 3 2/3 innings we only have 1 hit is equally problematic, especially with the amount of lefties they're about to throw at me. Down goes Martin also. He is certainly cooled off. In error. Who? Give me the name. Soler in right. Yeah. Ooh, Aaron Judge strikes out. What now? He is mortal. Next time up, he's definitely hitting one. Just 430 feet to right. We're just going to have to accept that. Grounder to third for Vientos. Down he goes. Okay. I mean, I'm going to bring Francis back out there for the 6th. How Yuli hit. Injured. Oh, no. Oh, he's able to shake it off. Okay. That could be bad. That could be bad because How Yuli has had a pretty good playoff thus far. Alec Thomas K's. Yeah. I know you're not supposed to make decisions on who makes the team next year based on, the playoffs. But man, let me tell you. Alec Thomas and Michael Toglia have not done themselves any favors. All right, I'm going to warm up Halverson because he needs a pitch. He hasn't pitched this entire series. I need to get his arm going. There we go. Francis gets Chisholm. I will let him face Stanton. Grounder. All right. Trent Grisham, who's had a terrible playoff thus far, grounds out to third. A quick round of applause for Bowden Francis must be given. Very nice work. 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 Ks. Very nice from him. He's been pretty dependable as a long reliever these playoffs. Okay, let's play a game. It's called Can We Get a Hit Off of Rodon? Jorge Soler says no. We actually cannot. We are physically incapable of doing so. Bregman agrees with the prior sentiment. And Shunk flies out also. Yeah. Yep. I think this is the game where the Yankees pitching finally plays as advertised. All right, we're going to bring in Halverson for the 7th. Great shift from Francis there. Clean 7th, and he's only on 9 pitches. We take that. Goodman strikes out on 3 pitches. Yep, lovely. Love that. Austin Martin flying out also. I don't really think there's a point in pinch hitting for How Yuli here. Yeah, Veen, Togley, and Romo can't really hit lefties. Tovar is okay, but he's also ice cold. Yuli goes down too. Not great from our offense. They're starting to get to Halverson a bit. Ferguson, let's get you warming up. Jazz Chisholm flies out the center. All right. 2 innings of work from Halverson, pretty good. We will have Ferguson take the 9th then. Alec Thomas K's and Rodon is pulled for Clark Schmidt, who they have going in long relief, I guess. Wonder if he's been there the whole season. Because they also have Garrett Cole, who they're not starting this year. Wait, that means they have Fried, Rodon, Scherzer, Cole, Schmidt. I know I'm missing one. Cortez, Fried, Rodon, Scherzer, and they moved Garrett Cole. Stroman is stud. They have so many starters. Garrett Cole in for closer. Yeah, fair enough. What an odd. Yeah, and Clark Schmidt, they moved to the bullpen. What an odd concoction there. That's crazy. All right, Estrada, don't let me down. He let me down. Yeah, our bats have gone ice cold today. And Ferguson allows a 2-run shot from Volpe. I think that will pretty much be that. Yeah, we lose game 4, 7-0. On a random note, it's a bit sad that in every game so far in the World Series, the home fans have gone away disappointed. I mean, yeah, that's without question that's our worst game of the playoffs, let alone this series. Only 2 hits, Bregman and Goodman. Only 1 walk, and that was Bregman. Or no, 2 walks, Bregman and Alec Thomas. Nothing there. I mean, credit must be given for Bowden Francis and Halverson for giving me 5 innings of really good work, but there we are. The series is now tied 2 games apiece. We won the first 2, lost the next. Game 5. And Michael King should be well rested. He is. So Bobby Miller is going to get game 6. Although he hasn't been great. I don't think Gabriel Hughes will be ready for an eventual game 6. So I think it is just going to be Bobby. That is what it is. All right, so we're going up against another lefty. Let's examine the numbers again really quick. So Shunk has, without question, cooled off against lefties. I think he had a good performance a few days ago, but other than that, he's been ice cold. The problem is Taglia has been just objectively worse. I think I'm gonna have Taglia hit here for Shunk. Just I'm also kind of banking on his home run ability finally arriving. Goodman against lefties has been pretty solid. So unfortunately, Drew Romo just may very well not play this World Series. But here we go. Michael King against Max Fried once again. Yankees are going with their identical lineup. They've gone like every two of their subs. Oh, wow. Okay, that's just mean. How are you going to put Chris Bryant on your playoff roster and play him once? That's just silly. You're not going to hit him against his former team? Come on, let him hit against me. Yeah, TJ Rumfield, I haven't seen either. Yeah, wait. He was in AAA this whole year. And they call. Huh? Why'd they call him up? Like, he doesn't have any speed. He's bad defensively. What? You know what? I'm not going to ask questions. Maybe I should, to be fair. Um, I'm going to have Tovar hit also for Austin Martin. Because Austin Martin has cooled off quite a bit. Tovar is a better hitter. He just happens to be cold. So I'm putting faith in my cold guys, Togli and Tovar, to turn it around. First inning, clean. Solaire's on second. Alex Bregman, does he have it in him? Hold on. Bregman. He's hitting 0 for 13 against the Yankees. Didn't he just have. Yeah, he is not hitting 0 for 13 against the Yankees. I don't quite understand what that meant. Clean second from Michael. All right, Taglia. Redemption. Ground out to short. You're dead to me. I don't think anyone has played themselves out of my long-term future plans than Taglia has in these playoffs. Which is the same, because outside of his power numbers, he had a much better season this year. I mean, walks are down and home runs are down, whatever. Though, to be fair, runs and hits are also down. Never mind. Dead to me. Okay, Hunter. There we go. Goodman, I mean, he's been our most consistent hitter these playoffs. I just really wish he was better defensively. It's a shot to right at the warning track. You know what? Tovar at least tried. How you Lee hits it to left, but that's easily caught. All right. King on 33 pitches through two. Eh. Down goes Alec Thomas. And Brenton Doyle. Yep. This is what I was afraid of and why I was so surprised by our run production in games 1 and 2. That we are objectively a bad team against lefties. Which is why it's really good we took those first two games against lefties, because it does give us a bit of breathing room in the series overall. But we couldn't get to Rodon yesterday, and Soler with the home run to center. Look at our boy. 408 feet. Do I give him a contract extension based on his playoff performance? The man's OPS is 1,000. His slugging is flirting with 700, for God's sakes. Answer, no, I'm definitely not extending him, but it would be a fun thought. All right, well, Togli advanced the runner, which isn't nothing. Goodman also advanced the runner, but now there's 2 outs. In comes ice cold Mr. Freeze Tovar, who flies out to left. All right. If we get one, Michael King, 5th inning. Still doing pretty good. Howie Lee with a leadoff double. Alec Thomas just struck out on 3 pitches again. Man, this feels like a Zach Veen pinch hit next time he comes up situation. Or honestly, I might pinch hit him. Nah, Thomas is a better defender. And down goes Estrada. All right. Okay. Nothing for us. No, they got their first hit. Dang it. Who got the hit? Jazz Chisholm. Okay. We're going to warm up Vaden Zerpa. Zerpa for the 8th. Bautista for the 9th in this 1-0 game at the moment. Max Fried on 95 pitches. He's still in also. Hey, the ball gets down. Howie gets on first. That should be the last of Fried. It is, and they bring in this Eric Miller guy that I really want to trade for. Because he just seems so fun. All right. He is a lefty, though. So I think we are going to pinch hit. Austin Martin is going to take this at bat. We do leave. That does make us a little worse defensively in the outfield, but 4-pitch walk. I'll take what I can get. Come on, Doyle. Full count. Walk to the bases loaded. When Eric Miller came in last time, I said he sure walks a lot of guys. And so far, he's walked 4 against us. Estrada, full count. Checked swing. Didn't go. That's run number 2 for us. It's Howie Lee crosses home plate. Soler, bases loaded. Struck out on 3 pitches. Man, if he hit a grand slam there, I would offer him a contract extension. Bregman now hits it to left field. The ball is down. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Will he clear the bases? Yes, sir. 5-0 Rockies. That'll do very nicely. Toglia gets the ball down and right. That should get Bregman also. 6-0. We have come alive to the sound of music. Drew Romo, the time is yours. Get the home run you were always meant to have. He struck out on 3 pitches. Oh, boy. All right. So Drew Romo is going to go into catch. Austin Martin takes left. Zerpa comes in for the 8th. Oh, man. I thought I clicked yes on that to bring Zerpa in, but I guess I didn't. So Michael King is still in. I'm going to have him get Wells. All right. He gets Wells. You know what? Get Paul Goldschmidt. 8 innings. Never mind, Goldschmidt got on base. All right. That was probably playing with fire a little bit. But that is what it is. All right. Zerpa is on to face Grisham. Please don't walk him. He did not. All right. You got Grisham. So hopefully if... Actually... So for game 6, there's also a day off in there. So Molina and Ferguson should be pretty good to go. I'm gonna have Burke take the 9th. That way Zerpa is not used as much. Because I'd rather have a more healthy Zerpa than Burke. All right, Howie Lee will stay in face. And he gets the ball down. We would like some more insurance runs, thank you. All right, Austin Martin will stay in to face the righty. And that ball gets through the slowest infielders ever. Bases loaded, no outs. Lineup flips for Doyle. And he grounds in. Oh, they get him at home. Well, that's better than a double play, but not the best result there. Estrada, though, gets it down to center. 1 run will score. And that will be that. 7-0 now for Soler. Bases loaded. It's hit deep. Left field. Gone. Off the wall. Come on. The animation clearly made that ball look like it was going over the wall. I was going to have to put pen to paper and give Soler a contract extension. I might just give him one anyway. What an insane. I can't stress enough how the Dodgers did not allow this guy to get a hit, and the Yankees have allowed him to just destroy them. It's actually impressive. 10-0. Yeesh. Jason Foley in now, Tigers legend, as Bregman gets the ball down, and that will be 11. Man, we were being completely and utterly shut out for the majority of this game. And then we just got to their bullpen. And Romo strikes out again. Killing me. Man, I wanted that Soler ball to get out so bad. All right, Schomburg for the 9th. Clean. Well, that'll do. We win 11-0. Michael King, 7 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 10 Ks. So his 2 starts against the Yankees, he went 13 2/3, gave up 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 19 Ks. That right there is ace material. That'll do. But Soler with the homer, I feel like that last hit of his should have been a home run, but that is what it is. All right, let us advance. Game 6. If we win it, the World Series trophy is ours. Celebrations in Colorado. That is also, for the record, the first time the home team has won, which is kind of crazy. All right, they're bringing out Cortez. Yeah, Gabriel isn't ready. Yeah, I need to take him off the prospect list also. All right, so Bobby Miller is going to get game 6. Chris Bubich will be nowhere near ready. So yeah, it's Miller and then Hughes for game 6 and then game 7 if needed. Okay. So it's a lefty once again. Tovar, in the game where we scored 11 runs, went 0 for 3 with a K. So I think he's essentially done. Alec Thomas also I wasn't too impressed with. I think I'm going to have Austin Martin move to... Actually, no, I need him. Putting Hao Lee in the field is a terrifying prospect. And I don't think game 6 of the World Series is the time to do it. So Austin Martin's going to stay in short. I'm going to pull Alec Thomas. We're going to go Zach Veen for his first start of the World Series. I mean, he literally can't do worse than how Alec Thomas has been the last 3 games. Toglia, I think, had his best game yet. I'll keep him in. And then Goodman, obviously, over Shunk. All right. So game 6, Doyle, Estrada, Soler, Bregman, Toglia. And bottom half, Goodman, Martin, Hao Lee, and Zach Veen. With Bobby Miller on the mound. Without question, Bobby Miller has had not a good postseason. Without question. He did pretty well against Atlanta in the wild card, but not good at all the rest of the way. But here we go. Game six. If we win it, it's ours. If we lose, game seven. Cool boy. I'm so happy this is a long series, too. And again, after we took games one and two, maybe I'm not happy it's a long series. Doyle with the soft grounder. They got him. Estrada hits it deep to center, but that's not going to fly. Caught by Grisham. The Yankees didn't make any subs, did they? No. The Yankees have had the exact same starting lineup every game in this World Series. Meanwhile, I'm just shuffling guys around like I'm playing chess. Bobby Miller, inning number one, please. Well, this is foreboding. Mark Vientos with runners at first and second. Hits it to Estrada couldn't get it. Well, they call it an infield hit, not an error. Bases loaded for Austin Wells, and he walks him on four. Never mind. Wells swung on the 3-0 pitch and hit a grand slam. Wow. I mean, credit for the game's AI to allow a green light on 3-0. For those keeping track at home, Bobby Miller's ERA in the postseason is now a 7. Man alive. And he allows a double to Paul Goldschmidt right after that. And a wild pitch gets him to third. Ooh. Suddenly, our rotation next year looks pretty shaky with how much Bobby Miller and Chris Bubich have struggled in the postseason. But that's a problem for future us. Current us needs to score 4 runs to play catch up. Bregman gets a solo home run. Cantaglia match. No. That answer is a complete and total no. Hunter Goodman has been our best hitter this postseason. Hits it to center, but that's going to be caught pretty easily. All right, Austin. He walks. I think that's the benefit of me keeping Austin Martin on the roster next year compared to, say, Alec Thomas, is Martin's eye and avoid Ks are so good. Even if the hits are never going to be there, he's not going to strike out and he's going to walk more than pretty much every other outfielder I have. It isn't nothing is how you lead. Get grounds into a fielder's choice. All right, Bobby. Can I get a clean second inning? 2-run homer to Volpe. And now runners on second and third. What do I do here? We're going to get Sean Burke warming up with on 87%. If you walk the bases on. The vibes roller coaster is officially off the track. Man. Man alive. All right. Zach Veen gets a single and then steals second. Doyle gets him to third, so a sac fly will score Veen. Estrada hits it to first. No throw at the plate, so we have a second run. But we're going to need a lot more than that today, I think. So gets the ball down. I feel like I owe him a contract extension at this point, just based on how he's playing the playoffs. He might also retire, to be fair. So I might never get that chance. Bregman deep to left. Caught. The angle of the camera. Because at Yankee Stadium, it's further down than it is at Coors. So the angle just makes me think it's going to miss. I'm pulling Bobby. Like, I don't know. Like, there's 0 point to keep him in the game. Toglia strikes out again. I'm going to offer Toglia arbitration because it's not going to be that much. I might just trade him. Like, he has gone stone cold in the postseason. 8 hits in 51 at bats. 21. Oh, no. Yeah, 21 strikeouts. And to be fair, first baseman is the one position that we have prospects that are ready to go in AAA. There we go. A wild pitch. Gets Martin to second. I'm almost tempted to have him steal third, but with 2 outs, I don't think I will. Yeah, he struck out anyway. All right. Sean, can you get me a second clean inning? The odds don't look great. And Vientos gets the ball down. That's a seventh run for the Yankees. Yeesh. Great throw, though. He beat it, but still. A really good throw. And Austin Wells line drive. I think this is just the game where our bullpen is going to explode. I'm getting Bowden Francis ready. It's going to be unfair on Francis because I feel like he's going to give up some runs. But at this point, I'm playing to win this game, obviously. But I also need to make sure that my best guys in the bullpen are ready for game 7. Because right now they're beating us 8-2, and we're not even out of the 4th inning. So, all right, Bowden's going to come in. Grounder to second, takes it himself. Cool. All right. Well, at this point, we're just playing for vibes. Nothing in the 5th. Francis gets me a clean inning. Thank you, sir. Soler. Every at bat at this point of Soler's is just must see viewing, in my humble opinion. But down he goes. Bregman. K's. That's my second question. How many strikeouts has Bregman had in the postseason? 66 at bats, 12 Ks. Okay. Not the end of the world. But that's also about like a less than 1 per game. And Toglia lines out. What else is new? Can I get a clean 6, sir? All right, yeah, that was pushing it. Ferguson is gonna get warmed up. Infield pop up from Goldie. Who's after Goldie? Grisham. I think I'll bring in Ferguson. Lefty on lefty fight. I think Grisham flies out. Cool. All right, so if Ferguson can get me the 7th, and ideally a little bit of the 8th, we're doing okay. Ooh, runners on first and second, 2 outs. Brenton Doyle strikes out. Man alive. All right, Ferguson gets me a clean. Yeah, he's on 22 pitches already. We're gonna get Molina, or do I burn Halverson? I think we'll do Molina for the 9th. Or for the 8th, rather. Estrada with a solo home run to right out of nowhere. He's only had 3 homers the whole season. He's had 2 in the World Series so far. That'll do. Oh, Soler K's. Down goes Bregman also. Toglia, I'm just done with you. Aaron Shunk to pinch hit. And he struck out. Fair enough. Okay. So Shunk goes to first. Anthony Molina will come in for Ferguson for the eighth. Run us at first and second with 2 outs. It's fine. We'll get Goldschmidt. I'm not worried. I should have been worried. Ball gets down. That'll score another. Again, really good throw. We're just a little bit too late. Grisham grounds out. Okay, now, can we score 6 runs in 1 inning? It all starts with Hunter Goodman. Strikeout. I'm going to leave Austin Martin in to hit. Ground out to first. I'm going to pinch hit for Howie Lee here. Drew Romo's going to take it. And he strikes out. All right, we lose game 6, 9-3. I think that game was over when Bobby Miller gave up 6 runs in the first 2 innings. But I mean, Sean Burke also has not had a good postseason. He's done well earlier in the World Series, but overall, I think he's had the worst postseason of any of our relievers. Again, Bowden Francis quietly in long relief did very, very well. So I'm really happy for him. Ferguson also redeems himself from the last couple outings. But yeah, 6 hits. No one in the lineup got more than 1 hit. We only had 2 extra base hits, and they were both home runs, to be fair, but still. That's about that. Brenton Doyle also quietly has only had 2 hits in this World Series. He's had 4. He had 2 hits in game 1. So he's kind of cooled off a bit. All right. That's game 6. Bring on game 7. I'm not worried at all. Of course, this series goes to a game 7. We're playing baseball in November, folks. So we take games 1 and 2, drop 3 and 4, win 5, lose 6, and here we are at 7. Oh boy. All right, and they're bringing out Scherzer, who started. Oh, was Scherzer our? No, that was Fried. There's Scherzer. So Scherzer started game 3, which we lost. He went 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks. I think if we get that result again against Scherzer, I'll be a happy man. He is also a righty, so let's figure this out. Toglia, I'm gonna be honest. Like Shunk hasn't been good. Toglia hasn't been much better. I think I'm gonna start Toglia, and he's gonna get 2 at bats to do something. Austin Martin definitely in left over Veen and Alec Thomas. Tovar. I mean, it's really a question of if I do Tovar, that means one of Alec Thomas or Zach Veen hits in the outfield. And Zach Veen, he only has 3 at bats. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. Austin Martin is going to go to short. Zach Veen's going to hit in left. I'm just not going to play him. Drew Romo, I don't think we'll see the field. If he does, it'll be a defensive substitution in the 9th. Like, And then Alec Thomas, similarly, with exception of the 11-1 win, ice cold. So I think that's our lineup: Doyle, Estrada, Soler, Bregman, Toglia, Goodman, Martin. How you lead the DH, Zach Veen in left. I think we take a little bit of a hit defensively with Austin Martin at short. However, out of Thomas, Martin, and Veen, the one guy I have faith will get on base is Martin. Secondary question. Alec Thomas has been better against righties. Doyle, my God. Yeah, in the postseason, Alec Thomas has done pretty good against righties, to be fair. Zach Veen has struggled. That could be a flip I do. I think I'll stick with Zach Veen. I think similarly, I think both Zach Veen and Michael Toglia are on 2 at bat clocks. All right, in terms of pitching, so relief pitchers, Francis, Burke, and Ferguson are all unusable. Everyone else should be good to go. Molina's at 76%, so Molina won't go either. So Bautista, Halverson, Vodnik, Zerpa, Romero. I think those are the guys in the bullpen I'd want. All right. Here we go. Game 7 against the Yankees. They bring out the same lineup they brought out every single game. If that means I never see Chris Bryant in this World Series, I'll be so disappointed. Also, why call up this random prospect if never have him hit? I don't understand. I don't understand. But that's where we at. All right, Game 7. Winner takes it all. Loser, forever wondering what could have been. Brenton Doyle, get us started here in New York. So far, the home team has only won 1 game in this World Series, and Brenton Doyle gets us started with a leadoff single. I am going to have him run on Austin Wells if Estrada can't advance him. Estrada strikes out, he's running on Wells. And he gets the second clean. We have our steal. Soler also K's. Bad time for it. 20th strikeout in the preseason. It's fine. Yeah, Bregman grounds out. All right. Doyle gets over, but nothing doing. Gabriel Hughes starts today. It must be said he did not do well against the Yankees last time out, but I have faith. That faith might get dashed here if Dominguez hits a home run. Just fly out. It's fine. I hate how low the camera angle is at Yankee Stadium. Or maybe it's just the angle at Coors is so high. Everything else seems low. Aaron Judge, full count. Hits it to center. Caught by Doyle. We're okay. Hoo-wee. That was close. All right, Toglia, this is at bat number 1, buddy. You get 2. Then I pull you. Out of just sheer frustration. Ground out to first. Fair enough. I think, honestly, if we can get to Scherzer enough that they bring in righty relievers, I might keep Toglia in, but if they go to a lefty, I pull him. Austin Martin, fly out to right. Nothing for us in the second. Nothing for the Yankees either. All right. How you lead? Hits it to center, but that won't even get to the warning track. All right, Zach Veen, you definitely get 2 at bats. Strike out on the first one. Yeah, I think if it's Veen's 3rd at bat and they have a righty in, I switch him with Thomas. If it's a lefty, I bring in Tovar and move Austin Martin back to the outfield. I think that's my theory. Full count, Doyle strikes out. All right. Clean 3rd from Gabriel. He's doing pretty good so far. Soler, if you strike out again. No. The man has cooled off a bit since that 3-hit performance. The other part of this is if this game comes down to like a solo home run, they have a shot. They're going to get it. Toglia for at bat number 2. Hits it to right, but that's a line out. All right. I might pull Toglia next time he's up. Jason Dominguez got a steal on Goodman. Vientos, strike him out. Sit down, sir. Gabriel Hughes, 20 Ks in the postseason. That said, to be fair, he has had, 5 starts. So it's not the best to just now be getting your 20th K, but it's fine. Goodman flies out. Austin Martin gets the ball down and right. And he is definitely running. Like that is just without question. Full send. Get to second. He's going. Oh, and Wells got him. I feel like 60 speed and 70 stealing should beat out an arm of 50. That's just me, though. That's me personally, is how Yuli flies out. All right. Questionable base running there from Austin Martin. But we'll take what we can get, I guess. Oh, the wheels might be falling off of Hughes. Line out to center. That does not advance anyone. All right. Romero's warming up. He gets Stanton on 3 pitches. I am going to take a look at Volpe's stats really quick. He's better against lefties, I would say. So we're going to let Gabriel face Volpe. See if he can get him. Volpe soft grounded Austin Martin, who fumbles it. Oh boy, that's the downside of putting him at short. Compared to Tovar, he's bad. All right, Romero's coming in. We need to get this out. Infield pop up to Estrada. We're good. That could have been disastrous. All right. Come on, Zach. What do you got for me? The softest of pop outs. I'm going to have Alec Thomas come in for him now so that he's in form on defense. And I don't forget, because that's also a defensive upgrade. Doyle flies out. We can't get anything going offensively. 3 hits through 6. All right, Romero, if you can get me the 6th inning, I'll be a happy man. If he gets me the 6th, Zerpa's getting the 7. I'm only pitching Romero that 1 inning. Soler pops up. Man, he's picked 2 bad games to go cold on me like that. This is also why I said before that if we get 3 runs in 6 innings against Scherzer, I take that. Toglia, I'm going to be blunt with you. I mean, I don't have any confidence in Aaron Schunk will get this either. So, all right, Toglia, this might be the last bat of your Rockies career. Give me something. Toglia goes down on strikes. All right, Zerpa's coming in for the 7th. Clean 7th. Vodnik will get the 8th. Garrett Cole is in, and Goodman immediately gets a hit into center field. We're in business. Garrett Cole, for those who remember, has not had a great playoff against us. We scored 3 runs on him thus far. Um, I am gonna no, I'm gonna have Austin Martin face him, but then defensively, I'm gonna pinch hit and bring in Tovar. Oh, and Martin grounds into a double play. Man, all right, unfortunate. How you Lee gets the line drive to center, though. We have life. And since it is a righty, I'm leaving Alec Thomas in to hit. And he flies out. Man. All right. Tovar is in. Vodnik in for the 8th against the top of the order. And Chaz Chisholm is on third. He got the triple. All right, we need to strike out Dominguez. And we don't. Grounder to second gets past Estrada. And the Yankees score. All right, I'm going to get Bautista warming up. If Vodnik can't get Judge, I'm pulling him. He doesn't get Judge. Man. Oh, that's disappointing. All right, Bautista is coming in. I'm not messing around. I need a guy who can get 2 strikeouts. I do not want this ball to get hit. And it does. Vientos deep to right. Hits the wall. That'll score 1. Judge is held up at third. The wheels have come off the roller coaster. And Bautista in trouble against Austin Wells. K's him. All right, Goldschmidt. And Goldschmidt gets the hit to left field. 1 run will score. Vientos gets out at the plate. Well, yeah. Victor Vodnik been so dependable this season and postseason. 1 out, 3 hits, 3 earned runs. Down he went. Okay. All right. Doyle, Estrada, Soler. 3-run deficit. Doyle gets us started, lead off. I'm running him. Like I have to. But a double play right now kills us. Doyle gets down to second. We have a runner in scoring position. Come on, Estrada. Hits at the second. All right. Or short, rather. Well, that could have been a double play. So we'll take what we can get. Soler, buddy. My good man. Ice cold against the Dodgers. Red hot against the Yankees. A chance to etch his name in Rockies lore. If he hits a home run, I sign him to an extension. He does not hit the home run, but it does get down in left field. Doyle goes to third. And yeah, I can't really pinch. I was debating pinch running for Soler, but I don't have anyone that can do it. All right, Bregman is up. Runners at the corners. He hits it right to third for 1 out, and that's 2. Yankees take game 7, and the Rockies go down. Man. Damn. I mean, it's disappointing in the sense that we had a 2-0 series lead. Our offense was white hot. And then we dropped games 3 and 4. An amazing game. Like this game 5, like if this were to happen in real life, would be legendary in Rockies history. You're playing at home, you score 11 runs, shut out the Yankees. This would be the legendary game. But then our offense, I mean, we scored 3 runs in our last 2 games. Like, we're not going to beat the Yankees playing like that. It is disappointing, I think, to lose that. I mean, Scherzer just blanked us. Like, that is what it is. We got to him once, didn't get to him again. So, that is what it is. But listen, let's be frank here. Let's be honest with ourselves for a moment here. We took the Yankees to a game 7 of a World Series. Like, come on. Like, wild card went to 3. Divisional series went to 5. We beat the Dodgers in 5. I think that was still our most impressive just domination, especially considering the Dodgers in our division. We crushed them, I say. And thus begins the off season. Season score 731. I made the World Series with a Colorado Rock. 731. You must be out of your mind. 731. It could be so much higher. Anyway, new goals. 2027 next year, reach the playoffs. Oh, shit. We've set the expectation too high. All right, so 2027 goals, reach the playoffs, improve on base percentage. That desperately needs to happen. Build a top 6 minor league team. Currently, we're 20th. Goals for 3 years out, acquire a nationally popular player. And then longer goals is improve attendance, international amateur fines, which at that moment we have none because we also didn't have a budget for one in year 1. Thanks, Monfort. And then reach the World Series. Oh boy. Oh boy. Man. Well, I'll take it. All right, new budget 100. Hold on. 8 million. I made it to the World Series, and this clown does not increase the budget. 178 million. Again, I made the World Series, and he doesn't move it. 2028 projection is 186 million. It's not going to be that. There's no way I can have better production. That is upsetting. I am objectively upset. You can't see the ticket sales anymore because it flipped, but in terms of like season tickets and attendance, we were cooking. That's upsetting. Ooh, Rocky staff member retires. We've lost our scouting director. Prospect list is published. We have no one in the top 10. The Tigers have a couple players. How's Bryce Rainier doing in the minors? Oh my God. He's not a two-way player. What are you doing? At some point, I wish the AI would use the realism of the fact that the Tigers immediately shut down his pitching after he was drafted. But no. All right, off season begins, arbitration, player development, etc. Now, first things first, though, Estrada has a team option. It goes without saying he had I would say he had a similar year to last year. The major concern, obviously, is he had 40 something more walks, but he also played 40 more games. So that average, I think, stayed the same. His on base percentage going from a 344 to a 308, that's a little shaky. His OPS looks a little better with his slugging because he hit 22 homers. But That's a little shaky. We're still definitely gonna execute the option to keep him around for next season. He's also still a great defensive second baseman. Only had 7 errors the whole year, zone rating of 21. Like, come on. So I think Estrada definitely going to keep him around. 10.5 million for. Yeah, I mean he's rated as the 7th best second baseman in baseball. You get that for 10 million, you're over the moon. Okay. Before anything happens, let us clear everything and just look at postseason performance. So, in terms of the postseason, Brenton Doyle, Estrada, Bregman, and Hunter Goodman played all 20 games. So, first round of applause to those men. And all of them, I think, did pretty good. Estrada didn't. He didn't especially have a great World Series, I think, after that. He had a good game one, he had a good game five. Other than that, he was a bit shaky. Doyle, Bregman, I think were fine. Getting only 2 homers from Bregman in the playoffs, a little annoying. Goodman crushed it. I think Goodman was our most consistent and best hitter. Jorge Soler had the greatest moments without. I mean, how many guys are going to get you 4 hits and 4 RBIs in a playoff game? Like, come on. So those guys did well. I think the 2 disappointments for me, without question, are Ezekiel Tovar and Michael Toglia. Tovar, I think that just kind of is what it is. He's a very inconsistent player. Like, he played really well in April. He was average, I would say, in May, in June. August, he was horrendous. September, July, he was a little bit better, and then October postseason was bad. So I don't think I'm at the point where I'm worried about Tovar yet. He's still really good defensively. 13 errors is an ugly number, but for shortstops and out of the park baseball, they always get a ton of errors. His contract also is going to get up there in the next couple years. He's making 8.2, and then it goes up by 3 million essentially each year. So it's a pretty team-friendly contract if we can get him going. If he's still struggling and making $11 million, then we're in trouble a little bit. So I think Tovar just was cold at the wrong time. Toglia, on the other hand, I want to shoot out of a cannon into space. 55 at-bats in the postseason, 8 hits, 0 home runs. Goose egg. 22 Ks. He was terrible. And what's especially annoying about that is in August and September, he was red hot. His slugging was at 500. He had 12 homers in those months and then just fell off in the postseason. I'm not saying, that he is solely responsible for the loss. However, he had a negative .5 WAR, and we lost the World Series in 7 games, is all I'm saying. So that kind of sucked. Austin Martin, I think, did well. And at the moment, Austin is going to be on the roster next year. He's not going to be an outfielder, though, I don't think. We played him mostly in left field. He had a 1.78 zone rating, or excuse me, range. Zone rating is 0, but a negative arm. I think he's an infielder, which is a little bit annoying because he can't play short that well. But he can play second and third base. He's okay. So I think Austin Martin did fine. He didn't crush it or anything like that. He did fine. How Yuli definitely impressed. At the moment, he's going to be our DH next season. I can't put him in the field. I can't do it. He has a negative zone rating at short and at second. Like, you can't play him. But in the postseason, I thought he looked really, really good. Slugging of 476, OPS of 838. had a home run in there as well. Only struck out 7 times in 42 at bats, also, which is pretty good. Um, so his avoid case definitely plays. There's no shot his power is ever going to get to 50. Um, Over 300 plate appearances for us and only 4 homers. Like, he's not going to get it. For a Rule 5 draft pick, I think he did pretty okay. The negative 1.2 WAR is an ugly number to look at. Don't get me wrong. I think he also suffered from the fact that when I called up the prospects like Fernandez, like Cole Carrig, when Austin Martin joined the team in August and September, he just didn't play that much. But, I mean, he did well in the postseason. I think other guys like Toglia and Tovar, who've been around for a lot longer, did not. And then we get to the really, really bad. Aaron Schunk was a lefty killer this season. Like, it must be said, OPS of 1100, 685 slugging. He was included on the playoff roster solely to beat lefties. And unfortunately, in the postseason against lefties, his on base percentage was a 192, his OPS was a 512. He just did not have it in the postseason. I don't know if he's going to be on the roster next year. He's still on the minimum because he was just called up so late by the Rockies in real life, but we'll see. What he does have going for him is defensively, he's a pretty good third baseman. He's an okay first base. That does help. But if we're keeping Austin Martin, who can do backup third, then they kind of occupy the same role. Then we get to the dudes who've never really played all that much. Zach Veen, I don't know. I might trade him this offseason. I might start him in left field. Like, there's not a point in having him be kind of a backup. At this point, he needs to play. He's going to be 25 years old next year. His ratings are all solid. He's got good speed. He just needs to play. This year, he had non-base percentage of 273, OPS of 615. In the postseason, let me make sure I took that lefty split off. He only got 9 starts and 28 at bats and was horrible, like sub 500 OPS. So I think either we trade him or he's the starting left fielder. Just we need to see. Alec Thomas is not going to be on the team next year. I think he was below average, is what I would say, for us in left this field as a hitter. Defensively, he's fine in left. He's not a center fielder. He can't play that. And in the playoffs, he just barely played. He only got 20 at bats. I think he did okay, but realistically, there's not really a path for him next year. So, and then finally, Drew Romo, who is our backup catcher. He's going to be our backup catcher next year. He's angry. He's not a starter. That might come to a head because he is a captain, but nigh unplayable in the postseason. 24 plate appearances. He had 1 hit. To be fair, it was a big hit. He got 3 RBIs off of it, but that's it. So, for those keeping track of home, let me clear the lineup in the depth chart. I think right now, Hunter Goodman, catcher, Drew Romo, backing him up. Toglia at first base, I don't really know right now, so let's lead him off. Estrada at second, Tovar at third, Tovar short, Bregman at third. I'm going to move Austin Martin to second base. And right now, Austin Martin is our backup second baseman and third baseman. Actually, I'll flip those so it matches on there. And then left field is a question mark. Brenton Doyle in center field, obviously. And Hao Yuli will be our DH. I think those starting spots are set. So we need to figure out if Toglia is going to be our first baseman next year. If he's not, we need to trade him. We need to figure out if we want Zach Veen to be our left fielder next year or a free agent, and then we need a right fielder no matter what. Jorge Soler, I must take a moment to give a round of applause to. In the postseason, 17 or 19 games played, 73 plate appearances, 11 runs, 19 hits, 6 home runs, 14 RBIs for an OPS of 984 and a 642 slugging. Brilliant. Brilliant, especially considering he was a negative 1.2 WAR player in less than 50 starts with us after the trade deadline. But he more than made up for it in the playoffs. And without question, put himself in Rockies lore with that playoff performance. We are not going to extend him, though. For one, his asking price right now is 2 years, 20 million. We're not doing that. I think I'm going to let him hit free agency and just see what that looks like. Um, I'm not against bringing him back, but he didn't do great in right field, and we need to play Howie Lee at DH. So I think Jorge Soler's rental with the Rockies is just a rental. So I think that's really our lineup. Yanquiel Fernandez, who did not make the playoff roster, even though he was with the team in a little bit of August and September. I think I'm leaning towards having him be a backup right fielder and then seeing in the developmental lab if I can train him to play left field also. I think that's my current idea. So I will pencil him in backup left field. Whoops. And then figure it out with Zach Veen. Pitching. So let's talk pitching for a second. Bowden Francis is gone. I think he did really well in long relief for us. I thank him for that. In the playoffs, he pitched 9 innings in 5 appearances, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 9 Ks. He did really good. I have other guys that can play in long relief that I can count on, like Seth Romero and Sean Burke. Even though Burke didn't do great in the playoffs, he was much better as a long reliever throughout the season. His ERA was 3, a lot less hits. Overall, I think long relief is the future for him. So, Bowden Francis will thank him for his work. At the moment, my rotation is Michael King, Bobby Miller, Gabriel Hughes, and Chris Bubich in that order, and I need a 5th starter. We do have a couple guys in AAA, Chase Dollander. I'll be hard pressed to find a better pitcher than Chase Dollander's ratings in the free agent market. What's worrying me, though, obviously, is he tore his rotator cuff and missed essentially a calendar year, and then he had a season-ending injury in AAA. So he's been pretty injury prone. However, I'm not going to find a guy with better stuff, realistically. So at the moment, I'm going to promote him to Colorado just to keep him on that list. He likely will be our 5th starter. I think if we do spending this offseason, it's going to be with the lineup. It won't be with starting pitching. Bullpen, I'll do this in one big fell swoop. I think overall, the bullpen in the postseason did really, really well with 2 exceptions. Obviously, Sean Burke got hit around quite a bit, redeemed himself in the World Series just to give up 2 runs, 2 walks, and 3 hits against the Yankees in the 9-3 loss. But overall, he did better in long relief. I think that's his role down the stretch. Anthony Molina, I am probably going to move off of. It's not to say he's bad. He's not. 54 games, 82 innings, whip of 1.2, back up to 253. However, wasn't very good in the postseason. And if I want to get like a star bullpen guy to lock in next to Bautista, Halverson, and Vodnik and Zerpa, I need to give somebody up probably, and Anthony Molina may be just that. Caleb Ferguson had a pretty good Postseason, Yankees hit him around a bit, but I am gonna let him go. He is a free agent, did okay with us, but he wants a 4-year, $19 million deal. He'll get a lot less in free agency, so I'll keep an eye on him in free agency. But for now, letting Caleb go. Victor Vodnik did great until he gave up 3 earned runs in Game 7. And from a pitching perspective, cost us the game. I would argue our lineup that scored 0 runs cost us the game, but Victor still did really well. The walks are a problem. He's now essentially at 4.5 walks per 9 in back-to-back years. That's an issue. Other than that, I'm happy with him. Seth Halverson did great. I didn't use him as much in the playoffs as I thought I would. He essentially didn't play for like a week and a half between the Dodgers and Yankees series. But overall, really good. He had a terrible start to the season, though, or middle of the season, I should say, May, June, July. But April was great. August, September, great. Postseason, great. So he's still here until the wheels fall off. Romero continues to be, a great long reliever. I think he had a worse year this year. His WAR of -0 is a bit rough. I think his Ks were down, his home runs were up, which pretty much caused that. He was a minor league free agent find that is going to be a long reliever for us for a 3rd year in a row. But I also think this next year might be the last year we have Romero with us. Mr. Zerpa, our all-star this year, who, ironically, after getting the all-star game in August, September in the postseason, just did even better than he did before as an all-star. He is our best reliever. If we didn't have Bautista, he would be our closer. I signed him to a 2-year, $7.5 million extension just to lock him in so I don't have to worry about arbitration. Love him. He's great. No complaints except for the fact that his strikeouts are down below 7. That could become an issue. And then Felix Bautista, our closer extraordinaire, who was perfect in the postseason. 6 innings pitched, 6 saves. Obviously, didn't get a save in the last game because we lost, but nonetheless, great to have him as a closer. 35 saves this year when innings were down from his years previous. I gave him a 1-year extension, $7.5 million. Probably a little expensive relative to how much he would have gotten arbitration, but this is the year to extend a lot of our relievers. So that is locked in. We're good. I think right now we only need 1 reliever to replace Caleb Ferguson. And then if I do end up trading Anthony Molina to upgrade in the bullpen, we will then need 2. But that's kind of where I stand. I'm also not against trading Chris Bubic. I think he's had a poor postseason, but other than that, throughout the year, he was perfectly fine. 2.7 WAR, BABIP down to 256. Home runs were up, but walks were down. So were the Ks, though. A little shaky. He also quietly, in getting 1 more start in the regular season, pitched 18 less innings. That's not nothing when you think about it. His stamina also dropped in the middle of the season to a 35. So I'm a little worried there. I don't regret the extension we gave him, but we'll see. If somebody makes us an offer that's really tempting, might say yes, especially considering that realistically, if Dollander doesn't play next year, when is he going to play? But yeah, I mean, our starters in the postseason, I think overall did really good, with the exception of Bubic, and then unfortunately, Bobby Miller, I think, got found out a little bit. He did well against the Braves, did okay against the Cubs. Defense didn't help him out there, but the Dodgers got him for 7 runs in 2 starts. The Yankees got him for 11 runs in 2 starts. He got found out a little bit, but he's still going to be in our rotation next season. 3.7 WAR, really good pitcher, no complaints. Similar statement on Gabriel Hughes. He did well against the Yankees, obviously, in Game 7, but the fact that he's not getting deep into games really at all. He did well against the Cubs, got me 6, but other than that, it's 5, it's 4, it's 4 2/3. So his stamina is probably a 35 in reality, same as Bubic's, which having 2 pitchers like that gets a little shaky. So that is where I think the team is at. Our pitching is pretty set in stone, I would say. We need one more starter. Could be Dollander, could be a free agent. And the bullpen situation, especially the middle relief group, that needs to get sorted out immediately. But that is that. Let me hit the save button. Overall, obviously disappointing to lose the World Series. However, we took them to 7. Like, it's not nothing. And I think overall, obviously, the owner was happy about it. The owner also then decided to not give us any more money, which that's very stereotypical MLB owner, ain't it? However, we do have an insane amount of wealth now in terms of free agent spending, where we can go and get the best outfielder on the market, put him in at a corner outfield position, and just send it. We also finally have money to change our scouting and developmental budget. So I'll make sure to do that before we get into free agency. We also have a ton of players up for arbitration, some key contributors, some guys that are going to be on the outside looking in at the next roster crunch. So I will get arbitration figured out and I will advance up until free agency. And then we will start with that next week. But I thank you all for watching, especially these past 2 episodes where we were able to make a run through the playoffs to the World Series, but we come up just a bit short. So make sure to give the channel a follow if you're watching on Twitch, if on YouTube, like, subscribe, all those good things. And I will see you all next time.